a great coach. She's been in the business for 5 years. She's seen lots. She's built lots. She's been very successful. She is a 4-time elite coach, well on her way to being a 5-time elite coach. You're going to see when she jumps on, says 2-time, but don't let that fool you. She's a 4-time elite coach. She's a 10-star diamond coach, Success Club 10 legend. That means 62 months in Success Club. So every single month that she's been in the business, she has achieved Success Club. Consistency of helping people. She's from Salina, Texas, which is just outside of Dallas. Some of you might know her as the Machine, as she's referred to in some of Shanti's fitness videos. She's the fan favorite modifier. We're absolutely thrilled to have on the call with us today, Tania Barron. So Tania, there.
I'm here. Can you see me and hear me?
I can see you and hear you. You're so timid back there. Now this is one time that you don't have to be the modifier, Tania, okay? So this is when we want you front center, all of you, all of that excitement. So welcome to the call this morning.
I'm so excited to be here. It's funny, I've been a performer my whole life, but stuff like this still makes me nervous, but I think it's just because I'm excited. So I'm very excited and honored to be on this call today.
Well, here's the good thing. You're among friends, right? And at least I think we are. I hope we are. That's what I always tell myself as we jump on these calls. But you'll do remarkable. And I absolutely love your content as well that we're going to jump to in a minute. But for those who may not know you, let's do the standard gig of doing a quick introduction of how you came to be a Team Beachbody coach, and then we'll get into content.
Absolutely. So I actually have been with Beachbody for, maybe about 13, 14 years. I can't even do the math. It's been a long time, but on another side, I did not start coaching, as you mentioned, until 5 years ago, but I started with the development, helping Sean with his workout programs and helping people in his test groups get results. So that was where I lived. I loved Beachbody. I loved watching everybody's lives being changed, but I was always on that other side. And then fast forward to, I had gained 60 pounds. I got pregnant. I gained a lot of weight, and I did not work out through my pregnancy. I didn't do anything. I had a C-section, and after that, I thought that my fitness days were over, and I really did. I went from doing hip hop abs, rock and body, and then Insanity, the one workout where I did not get to modify, the hardest workout ever to be put on DVD. And then after that is when I had my son, and then I had these mixed emotions because I no longer felt like me again. So I was sad on the inside, but I was afraid to show that because I was also equally so grateful to have this beautiful new baby. So it was a lot of mixed emotions around this time. And I definitely thought my fitness days were over. And then Sean picked up the phone, gave me a call, and he said, I'm developing a new program. It's a 25-minute workout, and I want you to be part of it. I want to see if this workout would work on someone who just had a baby. And I said, yeah, it's not going to work. There's no way. There's no way a 25-minute workout is going to work, especially on this body. I can't even jog in place for longer than 10 seconds without losing my breath. I can't hold a plank. I couldn't do anything. And so I thought, yeah, this is not going to work. But I was really excited to work alongside him the way that we used to, developing the workouts and helping with the test group. And then he said to me, I want you to be in the test group. And then once you get results, I'm really excited to put you in the workouts as the modifier. And I said, no way, I don't want to do that. But I just didn't think that I was ever going to be fit enough, but I went through it, and it was a life-changing experience. For the first time, I was on the other side. I did this workout, did T25 with my husband. We got incredible results. And it was life-changing for the first time. I was like, this is what everybody's talking about. These programs, they do work. I knew they worked, but you never really realize that until you experience it firsthand. And it was at that same time, actually, that I just received news that I was going to be losing 50%, half of my income within 45 days at my full-time job. And I panicked. I panicked because not only was I losing income, but just 3 years prior, we'd filed bankruptcy. So all of these fears were coming back. It was all happening at the same time. And a friend of mine said, you should become a coach. And I said, no way. I had no desire to be a coach. Really, I was just scared and nervous. And, Jeff, you talked about taking risks. And this was a risk that I wasn't sure I really wanted to take. And I said, no way, I don't want to do this. It seems like one of those crazy cults, full of a bunch of salespeople. But now here I am, one of those crazy people, and loving this so much. So Beachbody has completely changed, saved my life in so many ways. And I'm just so grateful to be here.
Well, one of the things that you shared, and you obviously prepare some notes that I get a chance to review a little bit beforehand, but in your notes, one of the things you said was, as you did this first program, and you started to realize this transformation, how that made you feel. And I think that coaches can't overlook that piece. Oftentimes when I'm talking to coaches about, are they, is their business working? And why aren't they connecting with people? And then I'll ask the question, are you engaged in a program? Are you really working through a program? And as often as not, they'll say, no, not really. And one of the keys that unlocks this system, if you will, this business, is the fact that you are doing a program and you're doing all of it because there is something that happens to you when you complete a program that creates this confidence and this inside feeling, and that radiates outside of you into the business. So coaches, just listen to what Tania said here, because I think that plays itself over again and again and again. Okay, well, so Tania, let's jump into the meat of the call now. As we just announced, the leadership is we're going to share at our Super Saturday on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever you might be having that in your area. We've got a lot of things going. We've got a lot of new programs that are being launched for coaches to take advantage of. And whereas that's really exciting and that's really cool and all this kind of stuff, the manna doesn't just fall from heaven, okay, on this. There are some things that you can do as a coach to leverage these launches to make sure that you're set up for them so that they're as profitable and as organized and that you hit them with, running. And so today's call is about some things that you've determined what you do to leverage these launches. So I'm going to turn it over to you to share your very best thinking on this. And whether you're a new coach or an old coach, she has got something for you, I promise.
Yes. So we're so lucky that we have so many launches. And if you're anything like me, I felt like this year we had a lot. And you may have felt a little overwhelmed. I know that I did. And as a full-time coach, if I felt overwhelmed at all, I can only imagine what newer coaches are feeling as well. So I decided to come up with a system, not only for me to use, but also something that is easy and duplicatable so that my team could plug into it and then take it and do it on their own. And we started it with the launch of Lift 4. We started this new system because it was also, if you remember, it was the same time we launched our very first VIP early access. So I created the system where we use all of the excitement of, VIP early access, a new workout program, as a way to help more people, as a way to feel more confident in sharing what we have. Because I know even as a veteran coach, no matter where you're at in your business, new coach, and I know especially new coaches, it is sometimes difficult to find that confidence in inviting people to this, system that we have, this ecosystem. And I totally get it. So I love that we implemented this use of being on a VIP list. And I'm going to get to those steps in just a second. But this system does not have to be just for a new product launch, but fortunately for us, we do have a lot of product launches. We are at one right now with Shift Shop, and this could be used for whether you want to promote a new challenge group you're having, maybe a clean week group, inviting to the coaching opportunity. This system is really simple, and of course you can make, fine tune it and really make it your own. But the main point here is to get out and just talk to as many people as possible, engage with them, give them that VIP. I love using that word VIP because I feel like people just like to be part of something exclusive. I know I do. And that's why we have all of these things where, exclusive coach test group. We use a lot of these buzzwords because it really does make people go, that sounds like something I really want to be a part of. So this system is all about getting as many people as you can and invite them to your VIP list, your VIP group. Now, one of the things that I always encourage my team to do is not use our Beachbody terms. And those are words like, I know I do it too, but sneak peek, product launch, program launch, challenge group, because guess what? The only people really that know what those words are only familiar to us Beachbody people. So I always think about speaking to someone who's maybe never heard of Beachbody, or sort of, they might have seen an infomercial one day, or they've seen 21 Day Fix, they've seen the containers, but really I'm speaking to someone who doesn't really know much about what we do. So I like to use buzzwords like new workout, VIP, early access. I mean, obviously we have those words too, but instead of challenge group, I even use the words like my online boot camp. Careful not to say just boot camp, because I've had people message me and go, what time and where am I supposed to be? Or I don't know if I can do this every day because of the time commitment. So I make sure I use words like online fitness challenge, things like that. So we have this wonderful thing now where I believe that most of our products now, before they launch into our BOD library, they have a VIP early access. A little bit different with Shift Shop because we've released with Proving Grounds, but what's really awesome, you can take this system, the minute you hit leave meeting, the minute you hang up from this call, that you can implement the system and get your Shift Shop, I said it right, Shift Shop group going right away using the system. So the very first thing, I'll let you grab a pen and paper, is here are the steps. Now, the main goal of this is to create excitement and engagement. And I'm gonna say those words a lot throughout this, excitement and engagement, because it's one thing to just post about it or share about it, but if you're not enthusiastic about it, if you're not excited about it, then chances are no one else will be, and chances are they probably won't engage with you. So we need to remember that it's excitement plus engagement, because once we get them in there, we also have to engage with them daily and then just keep them excited about what's to come. So the very first thing that I do is I create a Facebook group. I make it a closed group so that we can control, who is going into the group. And then in the settings, I make sure that we add a description. I know it sounds pretty simple, but I have skipped this step many times when I create groups, is sometimes I forget to add a description. But since people can see the group on Facebook, even though it's closed, people can see it. They'll see the description, they'll read about it and go, I'm curious. And then they'll click on it. So you want to make sure that you have that set. Another thing that I do is there is in the settings that you can manage the group settings, I do the questions. I ask 3 questions. The first one is typically, are you a Beachbody coach outside of Team Machine? If so, reach out to your upline coach. So that's the first one. This is just allows us to be able to see who's coming into the group and monitor that. The second thing I ask is, are you in the US, UK, or Canada? Because that's important. We need to make sure that they're able to purchase our challenge packs. And then third, I also ask them, who invited you to this group? Because that way, you can see, oh, maybe that's my person, especially if you're doing this with other coaches or you are implementing the system for your entire team to join. So you want to make sure that, everybody is where they're supposed to be. I'm looking at my notes. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So now the Facebook group is set. So I kind of just leave that alone because now we need to add people to it. So I'll go back to, once we get everybody in the group, then I'll go back to the content and some of the things that I do to keep people really engaged all the way up to the launch date. So I typically do this about 2 to 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks prior to the launch date of the product, or I guess we call it the pre-sale date now. It's about 2 to 3 week lead time. What I do immediately is I go to my Instagram stories. I find that engagement is so much better on stories versus when I put a post on my feed. I still do a post on my feed, but the stories are just so much more engaging. It's just real life. And I feel like you can speak easier on that. You could show your personality. You can show that excitement, and it's gone in 24 hours. So I feel like you're less nervous to talk on your stories. And again, you show your personality and you show that excitement. So when I start my stories, one of the first things that I do is I make sure that I do the preview workout, right? So we have the quick shift. I'm just going to use Shift Shop right now as an example. We have the quick shift workouts and we have the free workout that you can take advantage of. Do the workout. And then I would share no more than like 2 to 3 clips of me doing the workout, just to get people, show them, your favorite parts, and load that up. And you could put some fun like GIFs, or is it GIF? I don't know. That I don't know about that argument, but GIF, you can use that option. You can put some fun emojis. And here's one thing I also don't do. I often don't share what the name of the program is. And I know people are probably like, what? Why don't you do that? Because I kind of like to just keep people guessing. I want them to keep coming back. And I also don't want them to just go Google it and find it somewhere else and order it on their own. I want to make sure that they come and experience this with me as their coach. So that's one important tip. I don't often share the name of the program until we start talking about it in our actual VIP group. So I'm still here in my stories. I'm sharing the workouts. And another really great thing when you're doing stories is you want to make sure that you're using some sort of call to action, right? So people are engaged, they're watching your story, but you want to give them a call to action. You want to say something like, DM me or message me. Sometimes you could point a little arrow, use the emojis and point a little arrow to the send message box at the bottom. If you happen to have the swipe up, not a lot of people do, but if you do, you can have them swipe up. And in that swipe up, you can post a URL or to, point them wherever you want them to go. Perhaps that is the link to your VIP Facebook group. And you can do fun things like that. Another thing too that works really, really well for me, I think probably my favorite call to action is the poll option. The reason why I love that one is because for some reason people love, I know I do too, to just vote on something, right? So yes or no. Sometimes when you do, there's one where you can ask questions. Sometimes people are shy to ask questions, but it's really easy to click, yes, I'm ready, or I'm nervous, I need some more information, or something like that. Or I'm interested, but I need more information. And right away from there, you can look and see who's contacting you, who's engaging with you, and then you can start your conversation right away. So I would say make use of that poll option. People love it. You can even use like fun emojis. I don't know if you knew that, but you could put emojis in that. It'll come up as yes or no. And you can even put, I don't know, like a heart, a thumbs up, a little, fist pound, things like that. Another thing that I do in my stories, now this is something I hope that I can explain it without doing, it's a visual thing, and perhaps maybe later I can share my slides on this. I'll get with Beachbody on this, on maybe sharing these slides and maybe our champions page so you can see the visual. Another thing that I like to do, and I'm gonna look at my buzzwords here because I wanna make sure that I get all of this information to you, is, so let's go back to this free workout, right? The first thing I said, you do that free workout, preview workout. On your screen, on your Instagram stories, you could do like a blank screen. You can, sometimes I just take a picture of like, I just hold it against my hand so it's dark, or you could take a picture of something and I lay text right on it. And I say things like, do you want to try a free workout? Before I post it, I hit save so that it saves that image to my phone. Then I share it to my stories. Then on my next story, I upload that same picture that just says, do you want to do a free workout with me? I put that in again, and I lay a second line of text. And then I say, for real, do this workout with me. Then I save that. So I save that image, then I post it. Then I post the next one, add more text, and the next one. So what it looks like is every time the screen goes to the next screen, they see new lines. And it's fun, and you could do different colors, all these things. So other things that I say are, want to try out workout with me tomorrow. Then the next line would be, it's free. Next line, like for real, it's free to try it. And then the next thing I'll do is do this with me. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll put the date, October 22nd. I'm using that date since that's the date of the start of the Shift Shop Coach Test Group. And then I lay information on when my next program, or when my next challenge group is going to start. So I do all of these things, and then I engage with them, and then I take them to my VIP group. I want to give them that VIP early access. And then that's kind of what I do. I do different fun things with like little emojis and different things. And you could do different verbiage, whatever you want to say, but you want to get people in. And that seems to be really fun. And then once you engage with them, you put them in this VIP group. So next, and again, they could be anything in your stores. You can just do a direct video. You can speak to them, anything you want. So what I challenge you to do is just start talking to people, whether it's I use Instagram stories, but even real life humans. Like, don't forget that real life human interaction. Perhaps you talk to other parents during school drop off. Maybe they see that you're always in fitness clothes, or you have your shake in your hand, stuff like that. Don't forget to engage with other humans as well. Just try to talk to as many people as possible and get them excited about this new program that's coming out that you want to help them with to get results. Okay, so now I'm going to move back to what we do in this Facebook group, what we do to create this FOMO. We hear that word, that fear of missing out. We want to create this excitement, and then we're going to engage every day. So in this Facebook group, I like to set up a photo album that has a lot of different transformations from that particular program. So for example, when Lift 4 was in the pre-launch period, I would pull photos that the test group would post and that it was okay to share. They said it was okay to share. I would pull photos that Joel or any of the trainers would post. Anything that I could find. You can even search the hashtag on Instagram. So there's always typically a test group that has some transformation photos that you can share. Make sure that you show all different body types, all different size, shapes, ages. I love to show the variety because that's what we do. We help real people with real programs for real results. And that's what I like to feature. And I put that in a photo album. Now that photo album's in there, and I say, hey guys, take a look at these awesome transformations just from working out 4 days a week. Now this is what I did with Lift 4. So I make sure that I have that. Then I also use the option of going live in the group, maybe 1 or 2 times per week. And what does that mean is when you go to make a post in Facebook, you hit the live button and you're able to do a live video. And here are some great ways, again, for you to connect and engage and keep people super excited for about what's to come. Now, remember, in order for them to be excited, you have to be excited too. And I know I'm always excited when there's a new program out because we just have so many opportunities to help people change their lives. And we have so many different programs. We have a program for everyone, and that's what makes us such an incredible company. So stay excited. The very first thing that I suggest that you do is you talk about what it's like to be in a challenge group. First, you explain what a challenge group is, and you explain how you are going to help them get results. You talk about this unbelievable experience. So that could be a really short video. Now, I know you're probably thinking, but I'm shy, I don't want to do a video. You know what? It's okay. It's okay if you do that, because you know what? There might be people on the other side who are just as shy as you. Just be you, but be excited. And when you're excited, I think that the nerves start to dissipate a little bit. It's okay if you shake a little bit. It's okay. You can just say, hey guys, this video thing, I'm not super comfortable with it, but here's what I am comfortable with. And that is sharing how excited I am to get this program started to help you get results. And here's how we're going to do this together. So that's one topic that you can cover. Another thing that I like to cover is I talk about the different packages that we have available, all of our different bundles, depending on what they need. And I share with them the benefit of getting a challenge pack or a bundle deal and how much they have a huge savings at that one time. I explain that. I lay it out. I say, just for $30 more than Shakeology, you get all of this. So it just makes sense to do an all-in challenge pack. And if you're doing Lift 4, here's an example. You're going to want also a performance line, and here's why. And then I go on to explain why the performance line has helped me so much. So always relate it back to you and how it's helped you, because it's so much easier to speak on when you've experienced. So again, like we talked about earlier, is you got to be really engaged. You have to be one of the vitals, right? Be proof that the products work. We have to be a product of the product. So if you're doing all of those things, it becomes so like second nature to speak about them, and you'll never feel nervous about inviting someone to do what has changed your life and what you're so excited about. Another topic that I like to share, so we have our bundle packages. Also, if you can find graphics, now we can go on our coach office. They provide us with graphics. You can also ask your upline coach if there are any graphics that you can share of all the packages available. That's also something that I put in a photo album. So you can refer people, you can tag your people, your guests in, if they're talking about, oh, I'm interested in this package, and you can tag them there. So using graphics is also a great way to, illustrate what you're speaking on. You can tell them to refer to that. Another thing when you're doing these videos, I always say, ask your questions below and be sure to tag the coach who invited you. That way, none of us miss the questions, or we can all help each other on the team answer some of these questions. Again, always engaging and keeping that excitement up. Another thing, let me go through here. There's some more. Oh, another thing is obviously to talk about the workout program, what the program involves. And again, if you feel like, oh, I don't really know enough about this program, guess what? You can go into your coach office, go into the product tool guides, and there is so much information about the program. You can share all of that. You can also share YouTube videos that Team Beachbody has put out from YouTube. Also, the sizzle reels that the trainers put out. You can share all of that in your group. Again, engagement and excitement. And just a few more.
Tania, let me just ask. So all of these, what you've just shared here, all of these happen in the 2 to 3 weeks prior to the launch, right? So you're building the excitement, you're creating your Facebook group, you're posting, maybe on one of the free workouts. I'm just looking at my notes here. You're going live and sharing a bit more about the trainer. So is this just right up before the build up to the actual launch? How far away are we from the launch now?
Good question. Yeah, so that typically is 2 weeks before the launch, about 2 weeks before the launch. And about a week into the launch date, I start doing a countdown to get everybody excited. And then what I do here is I create a poll. You can do this poll option. And I say, which package are you most excited about? And then I list them in the poll options. And now you can even add a little picture to each one if you want to add pictures of the challenge pack. And then I add 2 additional questions. One is, I'm interested and I want to sign up as a coach, because that's also another topic that I share. I present the coaching opportunity to everybody in this group, and I hype everybody up about why I love this so much and why I think they should do it as well. I always offer that. And then the other question I ask is, I still have more questions. I will ask them below. I just want people to feel comfortable engaging and speaking with us and asking questions. So that's about a week prior. And then I do the countdown to get everybody like all waiting. So the minute launch day happens, they are ready to place their orders.
So then if you sent, obviously through your poll, you found out who's interested, and then do you send them a share a card? Is that how you kind of close the deal on this?
Absolutely. So once that I see that they're interested in, let's say, the all access, or let's say the deluxe package, then I take it right away to a share a cart. I private message them and then say, I'm so excited. This is such a great package. Here is the share cart. I always like to send them the link. I know that it sends directly from share cart, but I also like to provide the link to them as well. And then I follow up with them after that.
Okay. Well, those are great. And here's, as you were talking about this, the thing that I really liked about it is yes, we were talking about Shift Shop, but what struck me is some of the fundamentals that you shared are, one, you're creating excitement about the program, a little bit of this engagement, excitement. So you've given them some tastes of it, some experience of not only the program, but the experience of who you are and what it would be like to be working with you. You're showing other people that have gotten results. So it becomes relatable. You haven't been overwhelming in this, but you've given them just enough to, I think, the teasers, if you will, but also this concept that, man, I could really create some change, and you've demystified what a challenge group is. And I think that's such an important piece for coaches to know. We run with our own vernacular, right, with our own terminology, and we start talking about challenge groups and challenge packs and all these bundles, and people are going, what are you even talking about? And that's probably intimidating in and of itself. But this process that you're using literally can be used for every launch. And even if there's not a launch, it's just a great way to say, I'm going to start a new challenge group, and here's how I'm going to attract and connect and engage with my next group. So the thing that's nice about this to me is, most new coaches struggle with confidence. They struggle with confidence because they don't know quite where to go, quite how to go about this. And the system that you've provided does create a step-by-step system that creates a pathway that should and can very well build confidence for these newer coaches or existing coaches, that just helps them know where to go and how to get to that jumping off point. So some great content here, Tania. Let me just ask this before we wrap. Is there anything we missed that we need to throw in, because we're running out of time?
One other thing that I find really exciting in this, also to show them what it's like to be in a challenge group, is you can even schedule a Zoom workout where everybody can do the free workout again together. And perhaps you've added more people since you first started talking about it. So I think that's always really fun too. You can schedule it as an event in the Facebook and say, hey guys, if you want, we can all try this workout and do this together. Again, showing them what it's like to be supported by you as a coach. And like you said, I really think that if you can follow this system, you can use it for pretty much anything, even a coaching sneak. It just gives you the confidence because you have steps that you can follow. And then as you keep doing this, you can find your own system in your own way. But I just think that you'll be so much more confident in sharing what we have to offer.
Yeah, with some really good content. I'm just watching some of the comments on the Facebook live stream, and other people are saying, yeah, it's just what I said, I guess. But it's not just great for the next product launch, but for starting all of your new groups. It's such an intuitive system. And again, oftentimes people feel like, oh, I just need to go for the sell. I just need to get this. And this is about helping people relate and connect. And I think also give them the confidence and just the insights that are needed to say, yeah, this is something that I want to do, because we seldom get from 0 to 60 in one quantum leap. It's your responsibility as a coach to create a platform, to create a system by which these new clients can get in comfortably, because if you do it that way, you know what their needs are, and it ensures getting them the greatest possibility of success. So some great content here, Tania. Thank you so much. So we've got to wrap here, but so 5 years into the business, you shared a little bit about your before story. We know the journey's not over, but anything you'd want to share just as we wrap? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no. Well, one, I am so extremely grateful that I took this chance and I joined something that I never thought in a million years that I would take part of. This business not only changed my fitness by I found myself again in my fitness and in my health, which I didn't think was possible, but it saved our family financially. And I know we have to do that disclaimer that Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of success or income. But what I can guarantee you guys is if you take this risk that we were talking about earlier, Jeff was talking about, and you work hard and you show up and you plug into a program and you follow everything, exactly the way it's laid out, and just really trust in the power of this process and trust in yourself and never give up, you could achieve such huge things. That is guaranteed. And from being bankrupt not that long ago to where we are now, our family, I live in a house for the first time in my life. We built a home, and I never thought any of that was possible. And I can't believe it's just from saying, hey guys, join my challenge group. And now I'm going to help you even more and build a business. It's insane. And I am just so honored to be a part of this family.
Well, Tania, thank you so much. And I know you've inspired a lot of people, even through your modifier moves. Those are sometimes all I've got on those moves. But this is a great system, and it really provides an organic way to help people get started and get into the business. So thank you so much for jumping on and sharing with us today. And coaches, I'm going to now just end where I started with this concept of risky Monday. What if Monday? You know, as I'm listening to Tanya, she used the word chance. She says, "I'm so glad that I took this chance, that I took this risk." You're always taking risks, but the one is you can risk just having same old, same old, same old, and that's as predictable as the day is long. Or you can risk, and you can risk and change some things, and you can bet on yourself and say, you know what, I can do more. And that's when you're not taking a big chance, you're creating an opportunity for something bigger in your life. And the good part about this is it's not like you're being reckless, it's not like you're being impulsive. It's that you're pushing and pulling a little bit more out of yourself that can change the trajectory out of what you're getting out of your business and what you're getting out of your life. And so what does that look like? I mean, you got to bring it back down to the now. You got to bring it back down to Monday, October 15th, halfway through the month. Tanya's given you some great ideas on starting a VIP page, of what to put in there, how to get started, how to get your next group going. But it starts with inviting. It starts with sharing solutions with people. And if ever there was a great time to just go help one person today, it's right now. And you won't do it perfectly. At the beginning, most of us suck, right? But we get better. And if our intent's right, we can help people. So the message for today, for this week, is go out and take a risk, because the risk is in changing your life and your trajectory. And the risk is helping other people improve their lives. But it takes some courage. It takes confidence that will be built. It takes getting out of your comfort level. But you know what you need to do. It's like I said, you're not being reckless. You're not being impulsive. You know you're doing what you want to do. Now it's time to go do it. So coaches, thank you for being coaches. Thank you for being part of this network that is part of helping people change their lives. Who gets to do that? We do. But we got to make it count, and we got to make today count. So Sandy, with that, I'll throw it back over to what we now call you as Shift Shop Sandy. All right. Thanks, everybody.
You know what? I had an affirmation card, but after what you said, in the beginning, most of us suck. I think I need a t-shirt with that on it, Jeff. Anyway, great call. Tanya, Barron, you were so good. Lots and lots of people are engaged on Facebook. So congratulations for a great call. We'll see everybody back here next week. All right. Have a great week. Take some risks today. Bye-bye.